Good morning. So, my masterclass.com subscription ends this week. So, I've been binge watching over the holidays, lots and lots and lots of the courses that are on there. So, I thought I'd go through today some of my favorite courses because there's some amazing things on there. And some of them ones that maybe not so good, and some of the hidden gems that you might have missed. So, and also, I'll talk about why I'm not renewing my subscription to Masterclass. So basically, Masterclasses, you pay, I think it's like $200, $300 a year, and you get all these classes from like world famous people like Ringo Starr and Gordon Ramsay and Timbaland and Samuel Jackson, all on their business and what they do, whether that's acting or storytelling or bread making or screenwriting or whatever it is. It's really fantastic because you get to hear right direct from them. And some of them are in really in-depth detail about what they do, how they do their craft. And then you also learn, because a lot of them, really famous, Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, Bill Clinton, Yo-Yo Ma, a lot of them are really world-class people. So you learn what it takes to be successful, and you can take things from maybe other courses and that are not in your field and apply them directly to what you do. So I bought mine. I bought it originally for music courses, as you can tell, really into music, and just like the Hans Zimmer course about score writing and movies is amazing. Basically it boils down to story. If you can tell a story in your music, you're sorted. And then some of them as well, you get a really good feeling of, like, if you've ever suffered from imposter syndrome, where you think you're not good enough at something. Some of these courses, for example, like the Armin van Buuren one, who is awesome, is Armin van Buuren. But when you watch him using his tools, he's no idea how to produce music. He's got no idea. But you learn that his skill then is getting people to help him out and to fix stuff, yeah? But on the other side of the equation, you get people like Aaron Sorkin, which there's so many courses here, it's crazy. Yeah, Aaron Sorkin that wrote The West Wing, and he's a screenwriter, and you really feel like with him that you're seeing genius at work. Like his brain is just completely different to the rest of us, and it's amazing to see. So some of them as well that have got completely changed how you think about stuff. Like the Will Wright one here on game design and theory is just amazing. You wouldn't imagine how much work goes into thinking about games and game design. And of course, all this applies to education as well. Business-wise, the Howard Schultz one about Starbucks, it's a bit boring, but you get a few insights. Bob Iger, how we transformed Disney, how we bought the Avengers and Marvel and Pixar, that's amazing. Anna Wintour one on, she's from The Devil Wears Prada. That's great to see her, how she runs a business. Sarah Blakely's about how she runs her own business as well, which is really cool. And then some of the other ones, like the Cornel West one on philosophy, I would have never done anything on philosophy, but this dude's awesome. Like the way he explains stuff and his way of presenting. If any of you are learning English with these, it's a fantastic way of learning it. Ringo Starr about being in the Beatles and drumming and stuff. That was a really cool one, a short one. Some of the older ones are a bit longer, so they can get a bit boring. So I tend to watch them on double speed, which is a little bit difficult for when you do music ones because you have to keep going backwards and forwards. Like the Deadmau5 one is really, really long. But again, you get to see Deadmau5 that he can't play an instrument, but he's got all these amazing, he's doing all this amazing music and stuff because he's working with the sounds and things like that. Chris Voss one on negotiations. He was doing negotiations for the FBI. There's so many great things in that persuasion stuff and getting kids or getting, criminals to do what you want. So Gordon Ramsay's cooking one. The first cooking one we did, and it was really short, so they've done a second one, which is cool. We did beef Wellington with that, which was an awesome family project to do. Timbaland with his music course, that's amazing as well, because you get to see how he writes. So you were saying with Deadmau5, he can't play keyboards. He types it all into the computer. With Timbaland, he does it all with his mouth and just goes do his beatboxing and singing the melodies, and then his engineers translate that into real songs and things, which is cool. A few of them I want to keen on. Like Samuel L. Jackson, as can be expected, is full of swearing, so I just like, no, forget that. Annie Leibovitz one on photography. You're thinking Annie Leibovitz would be amazing, but it was just really badly done. It's not good. One really surprising one was Elaine Welteroth one there. It's called Designing Your Career, but she basically goes through how she built her business at Teen Vogue and built it out. her pathway there is exactly the same pathway that I used when I was doing my first business, which was really amazing to see. Herbie Hancock and jazz, awesome, brilliant. He's such a down-to-earth, cool guy, and it just opens your minds as to what jazz can be and how to do it. I feel the James Cameron one is really, he's one of the genius guys, and you're looking and you're thinking, how on earth did he do that? And it's just crazy. Metallica one was a bit weird, but yeah, you learned a bit about it and stuff, about how they're doing things. Hans Zimmer one, really, really cool. The Ron Howard one about directing is really cool as well. This one about buying and selling real estate, I thought it'd be about the business of real estate, but it's just how to buy a house, which seems a little silly to me, but it's okay. Martin Scorsese, too dark and for me. That was good about music. The Nas one about storytelling was great, how he rhymes and uses like hip hop rhyming and inspiration and things for his raps and things. Never heard of him before, but really, really cool. Yeah, it's Chris Voss, Ringo Starr. Christina Aguilera, it wasn't that good. I thought it was going to show you how to sing. It doesn't. It's just basically an interview with her. I think that's one of the older ones. So Timbaland, awesome. Alicia Keys, okay, not too bad, but yeah. The Jeff Koons one, I have no idea how people make a living from art like that. And then a couple of the other ones that are really good, if they're going to show up here, because it doesn't always show you when you've completed them, yeah? So a couple of other ones, there's an advertising one by, I'm trying to find it, where are they? These guys here, Goodby and Silverstein. That's really good for just seeing that you've got to have joy in what you do. When I first started my business, it was always like, we're doing ads and we're doing things, and it was all fun and exciting. And that sort of got beaten out of me by like the school system and the haters and all that sort of stuff. So it's really good to see that, being fun and laughing and doing cool stuff really is key to what you're doing. So that was a really good course. Power of Empathy with Pharrell was okay. It was not too bad. Yo-Yo Ma was interesting about why music is so important in communication. And Bill Clinton one, well, you get to learn from the president of the United States about how they do politicking and getting people to do stuff and speech writing and things. Not too many insights, but how often do you get to hear from a president like that, which is for all their flaws and things, which is cool. Robin Azon's one is interesting. You get her story, which is cool. Not that much from it. But Paul, this one here, the economics one, very politically biased, but very interesting and how politics works. And then Aaron Sorkin one, just seeing a genius at work there was fantastic. And Elaine Welteroth there was great. So there are so many more. I mean, you go through the whole library and they've got them for just, I mean, if you're into writing and things, then there are just so many amazing ones. I must admit, I started a lot of the writing ones, and I just ended up like they were a little bit boring. Some of them can write better than they can speak, even like the Neil Gaiman one. But if you're into that, that's really cool. There's tons of stuff for music and things. There's quite a lot for cooking, although I think maybe YouTube is better for cooking. If you're into business, there's quite a few great business courses there. Definitely worthwhile. Daniel Pink, it basically goes through all his books, but gives you in video form. And then a few others that I've not done yet, because there are a heck of a lot. The Bobby Brown one apparently is really good. I didn't go through that, but my wife did. So it's cool. So there we go. And all sorts of other things, and they're adding to them all the time. So as I said, I'm not renewing my masterclass because it finishes next week. The reason I'm not renewing is just because I've been through so many of the courses. I think I've only done like 20%, but there's so many. And also my internet is so bad in Italy that, and also as well, you pay the same price if you renew as if you're a new person. So if you haven't signed up for Masterclass yet, it's definitely worthwhile because just all the courses are just absolutely crazy. I mean, this skateboarding and basketball and sports and all sorts of different stuff. It is definitely worthwhile. But if you're renewing and you've seen all of them, you pay the same price and you've seen a lot of it. So I guess I'll wait a bit and see if they add any more amazing courses in the future. Or if any of you happen to have, the buy one, get one free offers they have on, then if you've got a spare coupon, let me know. And I'm more than happy to have another year's free just to check it out. If not, I'll be waiting for some more. But I hope that gave you a little bit of inspiration for some of the classes to take that you might not have otherwise looked at. As I say, it's great for imposter syndrome, finding the people who really don't know what they're doing, and it gives you inspiration to say, wow, they didn't know what they're doing, so I can do it. Yay. And also then seeing the genius people and going, wow, they're at a whole different level, but that's cool as well, and just seeing how they work. And with Aaron Sorkin one is like, he's saying that his job is basically sitting around a long time A lot of the writers and musicians say this as well. A lot of their job is sitting around for a long time, beating yourself up for not working just because you can't get it out there. But then when it hits, and you flow. And then when you've done that, you go and chill, get refreshed again, and go and do different cool stuff. And of course, the business people, it's just relentless. You've got to be working all the time, but in the right way, making win-win situations, making everybody happy, getting goals and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. And then a lot of the human stuff like the Yo-Yo Ma one and things about how communication and intercommunication works, not just using music, but using words, how words can mean different things in different ways. And then a lot of it is about storytelling as well, which is really cool. Cool. I hope that helped you. I'm Richard. As I say, if you've got a spare coupon, then let me know. If you want to check it out, definitely worth checking out. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.